Good job, Tim, and I'm glad we got the same clothing memo on the presentations. I'm really glad people are here with their suit and ties on, and I just came from a farm in Wapato, Washington. Okay, John Hinman and Drew Ryan. I want you guys both stand up. I want you to see these two guys. Great suit and ties, by the way. So John Hinman, 31 years old, gets out of law school, can't get a job, talks to a friend of his dad's who knows a guy by the name of Dick Carroll that I happened to go to law school with. He was in the same Lamaze class with 25 years ago. True story. Dick Carroll hires him kind of sight unseen. Goes to work as a med-mal defense lawyer. For 2 years, Dick Carroll says to John, hey, if I had a chance to do it all over again, man, I would do the plaintiff case. I'm too old to change now, and if any of you guys know Dick Carroll, one of the top lawyers in the country, really. Phenomenal guy. He owned a bar while we were in law school, if you can imagine that. So you would sit down at the bar, and put down $20, and you would eat all night and drink. Okay, so that is the guy that hires him. He goes out on his own and decides that he is trying to get some cases. And one of those cases he finds is a case on the Cal listserv of a pro per plaintiff woman who was a nurse that had a back surgery that had gone bad. He decides to call this woman up, he meets with her, thinks it's maybe a pretty tough case, but he decides to go ahead and take on this case and says, look, I just started my practice, I have no credit line, I can't afford to pay for an expert witness, and you need an expert witness. In a med-mal case, would you be willing to front the cost of the expert witness to review the case? She says yes. She has the records, he sends it out for review, expert looks at the case and says, so here's the story. This is the story. She goes in, she has leg and back pain, she goes to a doctor down in Orange County here, and he says, oh, you need a laminectomy, and we're gonna insert a titanium inner spinal device. Create a little space in there, your back pain, your leg pain will get better, and you'll be able to go back to work as a nurse. She actually teaches at the occupational regional nursing program. So they do the surgery. Within 30 days of that surgery, terrible infection is noticed in her back. They go back in to, you would hope, remove the device. The testimony is the doctor actually took the device out, rinsed it, put the freaking thing back in, if you can believe that. Put it back in. Okay? So that, as you can imagine, probably didn't do too well with the infection. So she's back there for a third surgery after that. They remove the device. She's in tremendous pain. She ends up with getting osteomyelitis in her spine, into her bones, emergency surgery. She has to have help now with she uses a walker, and she has permanent pain and problems the rest of her life. Okay? Looks like a case, maybe a case, not sure. They have two doctors in there, the two surgeons, and he has the hospital. The hospital hadn't been served yet, so they hadn't answered. He comes in, serves the hospital, bring on the big-time defense med-mal firms, right? They got experts lining up down the hallway to crush these guys. So he takes a couple depositions, gets the records. The records don't look too good. There's a pathology report that said there was an infection. They followed up on the infection. And you know, that these things happen. Infection is a risk of surgery, and these kinds of things go on. He finds out, he suspects that there's something askew with the records. So he requests a full copy of the records in discovery, and lo and behold, he gets a lot more records than his client initially had. He looks at the records and thinks that they don't look quite right because of the way they're organized. And having been a med-mal defense lawyer, he knows that these copy services are very organized and they have all these things match up. Continues taking depositions, keeps digging. The doctors come in, we did everything right. He has an agreement with one of the infectious disease doctors that's not named in the case. Old defense lawyer comes to the deposition. Hey, Mr. Defense Lawyer, I didn't sue your guys, and I don't think they did anything wrong, but it'd be nice if they don't offer any opinions about expert testimony and causation, whether or not the infection would have been diagnosed earlier or not. Oh, no problem, we got it covered. I talked to the doctor and, you know, he's gonna say that we didn't get the reports on the infection and, you know, if we did, we have no opinions. Of course, what do those infectious disease doctors do when they get to trial? You know, their deposition rather? Crush, completely offering expert opinions, no causation, destroying his whole case. And he's in a tough situation now because he realized he needs to get a neurosurgical expert. He has to go out now and spend real money on the case. Client doesn't have it, he doesn't have it. He has a 3-month-old baby at home, by the way. And so what does he do? He talks to a friend of his, who's here today, Drew Ryan. He says, Drew, I need some help. Would you come in the case? By the way, I need $100,000 for the extra witness. And of course, Drew steps up to the plate. They come in, they decide right before the trial to let the 2 doctors out for 10 grand each, 20 grand each, 10 grand each. They go to trial against the hospital lawyer who wasn't really prepared. Turns out they had falsified the records. They hadn't given the report, the pathology with the osteomyelitis to the doctors. And had they done that, this woman would be in good shape today. He proves the case, he gets a $1.8 million verdict. Turns down $25,000 during the case, even though his partner said, maybe we ought to take the $25,000, we're not sure. It's a med-mal case and we're in Orange County, by the way, right? He pulls this case off, and I gotta tell you, as a lawyer, I'm really proud of both of you guys. Great job.